Hello, hello. Happy live, everybody. I was frantic because I had it all set up in my basement and then it wasn't connecting and I couldn't see the chat and I had got it set up early. I even tested, but I ran upstairs, got on my laptop. I think I'm just going to leave basement for a bit. It seems to not be working well for me. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. There's my kitty Colton. All my kids are home right now. So again, my little summer warning, live is not as private or as long or as easy as it is during the school year. So it looks like I have a lot of comments, so that makes me happy. I'm going to just hop in. I can't think of any announcements that I have, but I do see Harold used all of the members emojis, which just delights me. So, hey, Harold, that stood out to me. Let's see. Darla says, does anyone have any interesting dreams once they started fasting? I don't have any input on this because I've always been a very vivid dreamer. I'm still a very vivid dreamer. The only time it's ever increased, it was when I was pregnant. And since fasting can change your hormones, just like pregnancy, I would imagine that could be, but I never had that. I'd be interested to read if other people have, but I have always been a very vivid dreamer, and that didn't change with fasting. Let's see. Darla also says, I close my window about 12:30 to 1, so I think that's why I do. Oh, you could be in a nice state of past your digestion and into fasting. That really could be interesting. I wonder if I had an early eating window regularly, if that would be the case. Chat with Nikki, or let's see here. Patty says, hi, everyone. Hi, Patty. Chat with Nikki says, it shows we are all human and doing our best. Yeah, if you mean me being messing up the live, that is true. We are all human, and no one makes mistakes quite like me. I'm really good at it, but that's all right. Let's see. Harold again. Hi. Hi, Karen. Hi, Mark. It's a beautiful day in Lower Michigan. It sure is. It is so nice out. I'm wearing sweats and a hoodie because we just got back from the movies and it was freezing there. I dress like I'm going to freeze every time I go to the movies. And then I look kind of nutso. I haven't changed since, but I am going to be sweaty. I can tell already. Happy hump day, Debbie. Let's see. Stephanie says, yesterday I tried to eat just OMAD. I ate my first meal at 2 and immediately got a headache and so sleepy. So that is exactly how I felt when I was first adjusting to intermittent fasting. So that doesn't surprise me. I would get so sleepy when I ate my one meal or when I broke my fast, and it was headache, didn't feel good, and I just had to push through it. So I don't know if you are like a seasoned faster and you're moving to OMAD, if you have the same type of reaction, but that was my reaction when I learned to fast. I know I've mentioned this before, but my very vivid memory was I begged my husband if we could go to Red Robin. It just was like I needed a meal to really look forward to, and the fries dipped in ranch is like used to be among my favorite there. And so I wanted that to look forward to. Then we went out to eat to Red Robin, and I couldn't even eat half my burger, and I didn't eat that much fries. I instantly felt ugh as soon as I started eating. And he's like, you really wanted to come here? What's going on? And it was just my adjusting. That's why I really remember it. But it did pass. I don't remember exactly how long it took to pass, but it wasn't super long because I felt pretty early on I was in the groove. So I'm sorry. That sounds not fun. I know it wasn't fun for me to adjust, but it doesn't sound uncommon. I don't know if that makes you feel better or worse, but I'm sorry. Kara says, hi, Jackie. Hi. Have you had to take antibiotics while doing intermittent fasting? If so, how did that go? Yes. So this is my very non-medical version of what I did. My most recent time of having antibiotics, I had an ear infection in early June, and I just took my pills. I didn't really with my coffee. So basically whatever I remembered to do it, I would do it. I didn't really care if I was fasting or in my eating window because it was more important to me to get rid of the ear infection than to do a perfect fast. Now it didn't hurt at all. I don't have any I wasn't very mindful in tracking what I was doing, but I know it didn't make my fasting harder. It didn't make it, I didn't purposely wait for the eating window because I'm really bad about remembering to take things on a regular basis. So taking my antibiotic when I remembered was my important thing. So I didn't make sure I was in an eating window or fasting. I also don't get nauseous when I take medicine on an empty stomach. I've never really had that issue. Even I had, I can't remember what it was, but my ENT told me to take something when I had my tonsils out, and he suggested it with food because of nausea. And I said, so this is like almost 2 years ago. And I said, I wanted to fast. And he said, that if I didn't get nauseous and I wanted to, go ahead, even though they recommend with food. So I just took it. I didn't really care if it broke my fast or not because healing from the infection was more important to me. But I just also did check with my providers before I did that. Like my primary care physician knows I fast. And then the ENT at the time, I brought up to him that I was fasting. He also was the one that gave me some real rude remarks like, oh, well, yeah, when you give that up, then you can go back to the way I told you to do it. And I was like, dude, I've been doing this over a year now, and I don't think I'll ever give it up. But then when I told him I've been doing it a year, he was like, oh, okay, well, maybe you won't do that. But anyways, I was kind of annoyed when he said that to me. But I just take my fast, I take my pills and I fast as if I didn't take anything. That's not a medical answer though. That's just how I've done it. Let's see. Darla says, thanks. Of course. Simone says, happy to see the comment section up again. Me too. I still honestly don't know what, happened because it's pretty simple to set this up. And I also don't know how to make it select people only, but I was in a rush last week when I did it. So I probably just didn't pay attention. My mom also told me, in only a way a mom could, that her YouTube was acting really goofy all last week on Wednesday. So she said maybe it was a YouTube issue. So my mom let me off the hook and I'm just going to take it. It was YouTube's fault, not mine, which probably isn't true. Darla, hello, or you said thanks. Albert says hi. Hi, Albert. Oh, I wish I was in California. I've never visited, but someday. Rosie says hello from Michigan. Hello, fellow Michigander. Albert is a 76-year-old man. I love it. Fasting works for all ages, doesn't it? And I'm so glad you're here, Albert. I do see your name pop up from time to time. Hi, Paul. Hi, Christine. Hi, Deborah. Wow, all over the world. We have Michigan, California, Wisconsin, England. Yay. I'm glad you feel better, Stephanie. Woohoo. Happy hump day, Matthew. You had Popeye's chicken sandwich with cheese and bacon and large fries. That actually sounds really good. Chicken sandwiches are like a downfall of mine. Love them so much. But I don't honestly know if I've ever had a Popeye's chicken sandwich. They're just not all around here. And we have a local like mom and pop chicken sandwich. You guys have seen them on my OMAD. It's called Turbo Chicken. Their sandwiches, they like fresh make their patties and fillets, and they're so good. But that sounds good right now. Thank you for making me hungry, Matthew. But I hope you enjoyed it. Flower said, I really want to start this, but don't know how. Okay, so I have a video, and if I remember, actually, let me see. I hope this doesn't mess it up. I'm going to find it right now because I'm really bad about going back and remembering to send you guys things. I hope you guys can still see me, but I have a video like if I were to start fasting or beginner's guide. Let's see here. I can't spell beginners. Beginners is one of those words I have to really think on how to spell it. No, that doesn't really make sense, but here, I'm going to copy. I hope this didn't ruin anything and that you guys just saw me looking kind of silly. Here is a video on a beginner's guide to fasting that I would suggest watching. So it's down there in the chat. Flowers. Basically, my suggestions, and I'm trying to go off memory. So this is what I would tell you if you were sitting in front of me right now. Don't try to change anything else. Just learn to fast. So can you clean up your diet? Absolutely. Can you add an exercise program? Can you measure how much water you're drinking? Can you go to bed earlier? Can you add in all these other habits? Yes. But my suggestion is to learn to fast before you make any other changes. Or if you want to clean up your diet first and then learn to fast, you can do that too. But I'm personally someone that becomes overwhelmed if I try to do everything and then it all implodes because I didn't do everything perfectly. And then I give up on all of it. So my suggestion is if you want to learn to fast, focus just on fasting. Don't try to focus on fasting and have a perfect diet and exercise. It's going to be too much. Also, I would kind of on the other side of the pendulum when you're fasting, make sure you have foods that you enjoy in your eating window. It's kind of hand in hand. If you are going to learn to fast, it's going to be really hard to convince yourself it's worth it if you also get to your eating window and you're not enjoying it, because it's then going to be hard to fast until your next eating window. If you have foods that you really enjoy, and that doesn't have to be junk food, it doesn't have to be sugar, it can just be other foods that you enjoy in your eating window, it's going to be, sorry, I heard my son. You probably did too. It's going to be easier to fast and then get to an eating window that you really get to enjoy. And then you can fast tomorrow to get to another eating window you enjoy. So also don't feel like if OMAD is your goal or fasting 20 hours a day is your goal, don't feel like you have to start that way in order to be successful. You can start fasting at 15 hours, 16 hours, and gradually work your way up. So it's not an all or nothing. If you say, oh, I really would like to fast 20 hours a day and have a 4-hour eating window, but you get to day one and 16 hours is really, really hard, be satisfied with 16 hours. And then the next day, if you only get to 16 hours again, okay, but then maybe day 3, you can get to 16 and a half hours. It doesn't have to be super fast. You don't have to hit it in a record time or be a failure. Like those aren't the things. So those are the first 3 things that pop off in my head right away. I also really recommend a clean fast because I have found that it makes a difference. If I'm not having things like lemon water or flavors, it is easier to fast. I definitely have tested it both ways. And I started clean fasting, so I really find it to be successful. But those are my things to start with. Also watch the video because it was more planned and thought out. I would also read Fast, Face, Repeat. I know that's one of my recommendations. That book really was a catalyst for me. I think everyone should read it. Excuse me. Albert says, keep going, girl. You're doing great. Very inspiring you are. Thank you, Albert. That really means a lot to me. Hey, Dawn, using the gummy bear emoji. Love it. I'm late to the party, but better late than never. And happy Wednesday from Perdido Key, Florida. Wow, I don't know where that is. But yay, I'll be in Florida in less than a month, and we are very excited. Hopefully no hurricane this time. Hey, Mom. My mom is Joni and also a member. So thank you to Dawn and my mom for being members. Chat with Nikki. Don't forget to hit the like button. Fasting friends. Thank you. Pamela says, hey. Hey, Pamela. Let's see. Tina says, talking about taking pills when fasting, is it okay to have my apple cider vinegar and water? Should I wait 20 minutes and then have my pills before 8? When would you take them regarding the ACV? I have honestly no idea about apple cider vinegar as they relate to pills. I honestly have no input there. I'd love to give you some information, but honestly, I just don't know it. And I don't feel qualified to. As far as apple cider vinegar, I definitely, if I take that, sorry, a text just popped up that confused me. If I take apple cider vinegar, I do consider that to be in my eating window. That's one of those things, just like taking antibiotics. I forget to take it. I would love to take a shot of apple cider vinegar with sparkling water before every eating window. I just forget. But if I do it right before I eat, and I do consider it part of my eating window. I do think it would break my fast. Also, there's benefits that I've read, and I trust and tested that taking apple cider vinegar right before you eat does help your blood sugar. So to me, it makes sense to have it in my eating window. Stephanie's in Florida as well. Cowgirly says, hi, Jackie. Love you. Thank you. Love you too. I love all you guys. Let's see here. I sent the video. Lynn says, hi from hot and humid Savannah, Georgia. Thanks for all your awesome videos. They've been extremely helpful to me on my fasting journey. Well, I'm very happy that you're here, Lynn, and happy to keep making videos for you guys. Also, Georgia, another place I've only ever drove through, but I'd love to spend time. I've heard Savannah is amazing. Apple cider vinegar, what is the best time to take it? So in my opinion, and again, this is literally the only time I've ever taken apple cider vinegar is right before I eat. So I take it and then immediately have a meal. I was testing Glucose Goddess Hacks. It's said to potentially decrease your blood sugar spikes by up to 30%. And I did see a difference when I did it versus when I didn't. I will probably be testing more of that, but that is the only time I've ever taken it. So I've never taken it any other time except for right before I eat, but it did seem to be a benefit. Let's see. Hello, would you ever consider eating 3 meals a day? Well, I did that for how old was I? 33 years of my life, and it was much less pleasurable than the last 3 years where I've been a faster. So I do have up days where I eat more, and then I always look forward to getting back to OMAD. So I don't think I will ever have that be my lifestyle again in the long term. Are you a faster? I'm curious. Smiley Amy. We have humid wars going on. Is it more humid in Savannah or South Florida? South Florida would probably have my bet if I were betting, but I bet both of you have Michigan beat. Although it feels like it's getting pretty sticky here. Let's see. Tanya says, hi, Jaggy. This is probably a silly question. I ask silly questions all the time, so feel like you're in good company here. I know that food and sugar break a fast, but since it's made with gas, can this break a fast? I love eating ice cream. Oh, wait, I love eating ice. Oh, first of all, I thought you were about to troll me that you ate gas, like gasoline. I honestly would not find ice to break a fast. I think that'd be really, really interesting to test my blood sugar if the act of chewing makes your body think that you are breaking a fast. I honestly have never even considered that, or if I have, I've forgotten that I've considered it. I would eat ice and consider that still fasting, because in the end, it's just water. Unless I can't think of, I would eat ice. I'm not an ice chewer, but if I did, I would have it in my fast. I don't know. I've never really considered it. That's an interesting thought. But I'm glad you don't eat gasoline. That's where I thought you were heading first. I'm glad you're here, Darlene. Let's see. Stephanie says in Fort Lauderdale, it's been going from sunny to raining almost every day since summer. No rain, please. Let's see. Okay. Lynn says Stephanie's the winner of the humidity war. That's great. I love seeing you guys comment with each other. Okay, Karen says, so if your eating window is noon to 6, do you eat at noon and at 5 with no snacking in between? I personally don't. And that's one of the reasons that I have a shorter eating window, is because I have a hard time having an open eating window and not consuming unless I'm full. So last week, Wednesday, I had an up day and we went to the movies and I did have concessions, and then I wasn't hungry for lunch. So I didn't eat because I was full. But if I were hungry, I wouldn't be able to wait until my next meal. I would still eat when I'm in my eating window. For some reason, the either fasting or not fasting makes it really easy if I'm fasting to just decide to not eat food. I did have to build that muscle. But when I have a longer eating window, if something sounds good, I usually eat it. So I do snack quite a bit compared to a fasting day, obviously. But I don't just... because of my personality, if I'm eating between noon and 6, I don't have a break in between the two meals. A lot of people are able to employ it that way. And if you are able to do that and snacking isn't an issue, longer eating windows could be really good for you. Personally, longer eating windows for me just mean a lot more consumption, because I do eat a lot of food and I'm hungry. That is not me. So I choose to have a smaller eating window, and then it's much easier for me to fast longer periods than have less food in a long eating window, if that makes sense. Let's see. Love says, hi there. Up here in Grand Rapids. Hey, happy to have found your channel. Currently practicing IF, and oh man, glad to have your guidance. Yay. Well, maybe we'll run into each other, because I'm going to be in Grand Rapids-ish soon. I think Wyoming is where it is, but we're going to a new Korean street food restaurant that opened up. My sister and I and my kids, we want to travel and try it out. So maybe we'll run into each other there, but I'm glad to have you here. Yay. Natural Bee Style says, yesterday was her 365th fast. Congrats, an entire year, unless you do some longer fast, but 365 fasts is amazing. And I'm applauding you. Woohoo. Let's see. Debbie says chewing ice is supposed to be bad for your teeth. That's what I heard anyways. That's one of the big reasons I don't, is I've always heard that. So I don't know, but I have one kid that's an ice eater, and I bet she can hear me right now. Let's see. Harold says, I don't drink gasoline either, but I do drink beer. How is the kegerator going? Looking for the Icicle Brewery sticker. I have done it. I need to put the video out there. Harold, here is my pinky promise. The video is going to be out tomorrow. There's a promise for you. Your Icicle Brewery sticker is on there, front and center. And I will put the video out tomorrow. I just haven't edited it, but that's my promise to Harold. And I'm sorry it took me so long, but it looks great. I actually really love the kegerator all decorated. Let's see. Smiling Amy says, I think it's interesting that people use intermittent fasting as a way to lose weight. But no, I don't fast because I'm underweight and wouldn't see a reason to do it unless it's a mental challenge. I definitely think there's a mental benefit of it. I wouldn't probably do it if you're underweight. My teen is leaving. So she was saying goodbye. And here's my 6-year-old. But there are benefits besides losing weight. If you are dealing with trying to gain weight, obviously I have no experience with that.
Why do you have a chest ball?
I'm just playing with it. But one thing, there are benefits besides losing weight, like autophagy, cleaning up dead cells in your body, which can help to prevent disease because disease feeds on cells. This is why it's not fun to go live with kids home. Yes, I'm stressed, Calvin. That's a constant state for a mother. Here, why don't you go over there, please? So there are reasons to do it besides just losing weight. Also, if you're like personally dieting. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is not fun. There are benefits besides losing weight. And my son is very distracting right now. But I wouldn't do it if you're underweight because you could definitely lose more weight and that could be an issue. Let's see. Debbie says, sorry, my father was talking to me when you talked about ACV. Best time to have it. My personal opinion is the best time to have it is right before you eat. And that's my only experience with it. So I haven't tested a lot of different windows. But I read, Glucose Revolution by the Glucose Goddess, where she talked about the benefits of having apple cider vinegar right before you eat. And it can reduce your blood sugar spike up to 30%. And when I tested it, I did see a difference. So that is when I would choose to have it. It's just very hard for me to remember to do it before I eat. It's almost always like I start eating and I'm like, dang it, I didn't take apple cider vinegar. I have bought these little things I want to make like a shot for once a week and just get in the habit. But habits are not the best for me, especially when it's not like I don't I don't forget to eat a meal because I'm very much looking forward to it. I don't necessarily look forward to apple cider vinegar. It's just never become a habit, but that's when I would take it. Yay, my mom is cheering for Natural B Styles. Pamela says she takes apple cider vinegar as soon as she gets up through a straw. Brenda says, here in Traverse City, Michigan, I really appreciate your encouragement. Yay, Brenda. This is literally nothing to do with fasting, but Traverse City, one of my college classmates just opened a candle store in Traverse City. So if you ever go to Riley's Candles, Josh was an old college classmate of mine. I haven't seen him since college, but I've been following his candle journey. So if you ever go, you should check it out. It sounds like a candle company with a great cause. They help dogs. Let's see. Charleston, South Carolina. Hi, Tina. Oh, she's joining the humidity war. She says Charleston is the most humid. Really enjoy watching your fasting videos. Thank you. And learning so much. You just explaining about how much you don't need to make your fast perfect helps. I'm really glad because I want to be the everyday encourager. That's literally my goal is I'm not an expert. I love fasting though. And I feel like if I can do it, anyone can. And that's the encouragement I want to give to you guys. So thank you for sharing that. Let's see. Natural B Styles. Thank you. Lots of good tips and recommendations. Went from 255 to 202. Yay. That is amazing. Debbie says, we really appreciate that you go live when your family is there. Thank you. And on that note, and also sorry, we are not going live next week because we are going, if you're at all familiar to Shipshewana in Indiana, Wednesday is the day we take my dog to a day train. So we don't have her all day Wednesdays and it's easier to do things. So we are dropping her off, driving to Indiana, spending the day at it's called Shipshewana Flea Market. So they're only open a couple days during the week, and I'm very excited. So the last time we went was on my birthday 3 years ago, and I've been wanting to go back since. And that means we won't be live. I'm sorry. So 1 week from today, no live, but I'll be back to my regular schedule. Maybe I'll do one later in the day, but no promise. We'll see. It kind of depends on when we get home and if our dog is crazy or not. Oh, yay, Brenda. I am glad you'll check out the candle store. That'd be awesome. I look forward to checking it out when we go up next. Let's see. I love seeing you guys cheer for each other. I hope I say this right. Humi from North Carolina. Have you ever tested apple cider vinegar with my continuous glucose monitor? Yes, but I've done it in conjunction with food. So like if you look for a video that has the thumbnail of me and my husband, like with the patches on our arm, we test like eating a donut and then eating a donut with the apple cider vinegar. We've been testing like that, and I do find a difference. I want to do more singular tests and share them in shorts. I have more continuous glucose monitors, and I really, really enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun for me to test and just see how different things react. But anytime I've tested the apple cider vinegar, I do see that I have less of a reaction, and my husband did it as well. NutriSense sent him one so we could see like male and female, and we both had a decrease when using it. Let's see. Freedom Deep said, I find that when I have a cheat meal, higher in carbs and lower in protein, I really struggle the next day during my fast with hunger. Do you struggle at all with this? I think because I don't really track at all my protein and I tend to eat high carb, I won't see a difference because it's like typical for me. I do think that I felt really, really good when I did keto for a month. I did a month trial of keto, just like I've tested other things. And I think that if I had a keto-ish lifestyle, lower carb, higher protein, and I integrated the two, that I'd maybe see more of a difference. But I regularly eat high carb and I don't want to say low protein, but I don't really track it. And we don't eat a ton of meat around here. So because of that, I don't think I see a difference because it's my daily. And I also really do well on my continuous glucose monitor. Like I feel like my body processes carbs pretty decently compared to maybe some people. So I think probably because of the two, because it's my normal, I don't struggle because it's just my everyday. I got used to it this way. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't find I struggle more than any other day on the normal. My intermittent fasting clothing items. I told you guys I'm going to try to have that by today. I don't know. I don't have a set like place I want to use because the one I want to use doesn't have zip ups and I want to have zip ups, and I couldn't find one that I liked everything in between, if that makes sense. Also, before I go live, I really would like to order samples and like have them before I share it with you guys. And I didn't even think of that when I said that last week. So I either have to give up the zip up idea, which is the thing I would like the most, or just move from the shop that I want to use. So I'm sorry, I haven't made a decision yet. My sister and brother-in-law, this is Mark, live in Traverse City. I'll let her know about the candle shop. Thank you. Again, it's Riley's Candles. I haven't talked to Josh in like 16 years, but go support him. So he'll probably be like, Jackie, who? Tanya says, sorry for the typo. I meant to say, since ice is made with gas, can the chemicals break it fast? I hope it doesn't, but I chewed on soft ice, and yes, I agreed. It can damage your teeth. Yeah, I really don't think that it breaks a fast. But again, that's not a scientific answer. I just have never considered it. And I would, if I wanted to eat ice, I would during my fast. Chat with Nikki. How much of a difference did you notice with ACV percentage? I don't have like a percentage that I know off the top of my head. And part of it is I was doing like multiple hacks. And the glucose goddess says up to 30%. So I can do a couple like just apple cider vinegar and try to figure out percentages. I just don't have that number for you right now, but I do think it would be fun to try like strictly. I need to find something that really spikes my blood sugar because I've tried testing things like a Klondike bar. Well, guess what? A Klondike bar really doesn't spike spike my blood sugar. So I have to find something that really does, like maybe a latte. Like lattes, iced coffees, spike my blood sugar like no other. I don't know. It's one of those things that my personal body. So maybe if I have 2 of those without, test my blood sugar, and 2 of them with apple cider vinegar beforehand, then maybe make a good short. So I have to find a few things like that, but I don't have a percentage right now. Oh, Frank says try carnivore for a month. I love challenges, but that sounds so awful to me. That I don't know if I could. I honestly really don't know if I could. I will look into what is allowed in carnivore. I just don't love meat that much. I like meat. I don't like it that much. And I like a lot of other things, but I do like challenges. So Frank, I'm going to look into it. I'm not going to promise. I'm going to tell you it's more likely that I won't do that, but I can consider it. Let's see. Dawn says, been following Jackie for just over a year. Best advice. You must read Fast, Feast, Repeat. I did the free Audible trial and listened to it. I'm down 58 pounds and went from an XXL to a medium. Couldn't have done it without Jackie. Dawn, I'm so grateful for you to share that, and I'm so excited for you. Your success is amazing, and I cannot wait to interview you on a podcast. But yay, all cheers for Dawn. Let's see. Freedom Deep says, thank you for answering. Of course. Let's see. Debbie says that Fast, Feast, Repeat is a great book, and that she learned to fast that book. Me too. Let's see here. Actually, funny story. I was going to start fasting without ever looking into anything, which I know makes no sense. To me, it was just like fast and don't fast. But then a friend suggested the book, and I'm like, why did I never think to look into a book? And I'm so grateful my friend Gentry did look into the book. She's the one that if you watch the video where it's like, what do you call friends you eat with? Taste buds. That's her. And she doesn't fast, but she's the one that recommended the book to me. Let's see. Oh, Tanya says, Jackie is a true testimony of if. God bless you. Oh, God bless all of you guys too. Patty says, I couldn't agree with you more. The book is the best. Combined with Jackie, even better for success. Oh, you guys are going to make a girl cry. You guys are the best. My mom says I would hate carnivore, but the benefits are amazing. That's basically where I am in agreement. My mom has tried carnivore and liked the benefits, but I don't know. Okay. See, with cheese makes it seem more palatable. I do really like cheese. Let's see, trying carnivore, eating a good amount of eggs, bacon, and cheese, and heavy cream in my coffee during my eating window. Honestly, I think that's what I would end up doing, is eating almost the same thing every day. That doesn't sound bad. If I can have cheese and eggs during carnivore, it sounds much better than I just think of, I have no idea what her name is because I don't really watch her videos, but they pop up from time to time where she eats a ton of ground beef and like she bites sticks of butter. That looks so gross to me. But eggs, bacon, cheese, and heavy cream sounds pretty good. But could I do it for a month? Actually, I probably could. Maybe you're onto something. Let's see here. Nancy says, I'm 66 and doing keto if I think I am too old to eat so many carbs. You're not the first person to tell me that. And people will say like, okay, well, you can only do this because you're at your age. That may be the truth, but I am at this age. And I continually have my tastes change. It's very slow, but there are things that just naturally are like, I don't want that anymore, or I don't like that. And I'm hoping by the time I'm 66, 30 years from now, it'll be easier for me to eliminate some of the carbs that I eat or on a less frequent basis. But I'm going to let my body get there slowly because it's too hard for me to say no. But on that note, I will say today we went to the movies, and this actually I filmed for a short. All of my kids got popcorn. We have $1 refill buckets, and I always take one to refill for my husband because he loves movie theater popcorn. And I like movie theater popcorn, but I can tell you 9 times out of 10, I skip the concessions. And the cool thing is it's not because I'm dieting and I don't have it in my eating window. It's because it's not worth having in my eating window. I know it doesn't make me feel the best. And it's so much easier for me to say no because I don't want it, because it doesn't make me feel good and it's not a priority in my eating window. than if I were telling myself like, Jackie, you're on a diet, you can't have popcorn. I would have sat the entire movie staring at the bucket of popcorn like, oh, I wish I could have that like everyone else. Well, guess what? Now that I can, it's not off limits. I still say no almost all the time because it's the power of choice and just I don't want it most of the time. So I have a short that's going to be coming out about that. But basically, fasting gives me the power of choice, and I do really appreciate that. But right now, I still choose a lot of carbs. Let's see. Stephanie says, that's why I couldn't stick to keto. I found myself eating the same things almost every day. Yeah, I did a lot of that too when I did keto. And honestly, that's my keto would be very much like eating carnivore, I think. It would be very similar. Although I eat a lot of some vegetables too, so I wouldn't even get that with carnivore. Let's see. Tammy, I'm glad to catch the live with the kids home for summer. It's been crazy. Yeah, me too, Tammy. We are in this together. We're halfway. Let's see. Chat with Nikki says, that happened to me with cookies. I used to love vanilla Oreos and now I can't do it. Way too sweet. Yep. That's a lot of like, I think of the Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies. I used to love those so much. I still like homemade versions. I love homemade baked goods, but the processed cakes just don't do the same. Darlene says, I would love a zip up. Me too. I honestly really want to find a shop that I like all of their offerings with a zip up, and I just haven't had luck. And I don't know how the shop I like doesn't have zip ups. That seems extremely basic to me. But I want to be able to put it on and zip up over all of my days where I get cold. That makes sense to me. Okay, since me and Darlene want it, I got to find it. Perry said, I'll do it with you. Okay, if I do a month of carnivore testing, I will let you guys know in case anyone wants to join. Again, anytime I do a challenge and I share with you guys, it's never me pressuring or suggesting that people do it. It's just more that I know there are other people that like to do challenges like I do. And then we can do it together. Not because I'm ever saying, hey, Perry, you need to do this with me. Pressure's on. You can't be part of the community. Never anything like that. But it would be fun to do it with other people if you want to. Frank, what have you got me into? My husband's going to think I'm nuts. And I'm going to have to plan this like strategically, like what month would be good to do this? Maybe September. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm going to look into this. Let's see. Watching you eat carbs is enjoyable. Well, I am glad that it's enjoyable. I almost feel like it would maybe be a tease, but I also want to point out on that note, I'm never telling anyone like, hey, I eat this, you should eat it too. I'm just sharing with you guys that I get to enjoy my eating window, that I don't make it hard, that I don't make it restrictive. And that's what I really want to share. That's how I do it. Let's see here, or why I do it. Freedom Deep says, my mom suggests maybe only trying half a month. Freedom Deep says, awesome. I really thought of leading into carnivore. I feel good with more protein. Just got a CGM, so this will be fun. It is a lot of fun. I actually really enjoy the testing. The only thing I don't like is when I test things, it always makes my eating window longer, and then I can't eat for 2 more hours, but that helps me. Like the rules of it makes it easier to not eat because I know I'm testing, and I want good results. Chat with Nikki says, how do I get a CGM without a script? They work with you when you order it. They have a doctor that reviews whatever you input, and you get a script through them, at least through NutriSense. Stephanie says, I agree. I think 2 weeks is a good trial. I don't know. All of my other trials have been a month. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to put some thought into this. You would miss nuts. Oh, I would definitely miss nuts. I love cashews and pistachios. Those pistachios actually sound really good right now. But I feel like I can do most things for a month. Last time I did keto was October 2 years ago, and I did that over Halloween. I'm going to have to look. I'll have to pick my mom's brain. I do like to do the challenges. I think they make fun videos. I like to share and test with you guys. So we'll see. But you guys, I made it over half an hour. I'm amazed. And there were comments. So round of applause for me. And thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Let's see. Tammy says, I've been thinking a lot about carnivore lately. I might do the challenge if there is one. Don't you have to give up coffee? Okay. Well, that might be the deal breaker. I don't know, because I don't want to give up coffee. I really have no clue. Yes, I found that waiting for the 2 hours blood glucose results for my CGM has allowed my brain to catch up with my stomach. I am eating less too. That is a good point. Let's see. Kara says, if you do carnivore, try pork rinds as a chip substitute. You can also make shrimp Alfredo and have shrimp or chicken. Okay. Although pork rinds, I do like pork, but I've never had pork rinds because it sounds gross to me. I can be a baby mentally sometimes. No, you can have coffee. Whew. Okay. Honestly, that would have probably been a non-starter for me. Let's see. What's the first meal you will try? Try steak skirt. It's a very soft meat and can cook in 8 to 10 minutes. Good idea. I do love steak. Your shorts are satisfying to watch. Food freedom is amazing. Yay. I'm glad you like them. And Dawn says you can have coffee with carnivore. Woohoo. Okay, try a week, but too much meat is yuck. I'm having issues sticking with my 18 hours. I need to fast early, like start at 4 p.m. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if a week would be enough to like test and have like thoughts to share from a content perspective. A month is like a really good trial that long, but I don't know. As long as I can have coffee and cheese, we'll see. Steak. I do really like steak. It sounds expensive also, but we'll see. We'll see. It's nothing I've ever wanted to do, but Frank has challenged me and I have others to join. So I'm going to go, guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. And thanks to my kids, if they're listening, for being quiet this long for the most part. And I hope you guys have a really wonderful week. I will see you probably. Okay, Dawn's on to something, not October, because I love candy corn too. Thank you, guys. Bye. Oh, I think Laura Spath might be the carnivore person that eats the butter. Okay, I love all the encouragement here. I'm going to see you guys next week, and thank you so much. Take care. Have a great week. And yes, candy corn will not be compromised if we do the challenge. Bye, guys.